Hi, I'm Kamrit Jamal Simon. Welcome back to my new lesson. Today I'm going to talk about how to describe a movie. This is very important because when you face an interview or any kind of IELTS test, you may be asked to describe your favorite movie or to describe a movie that you have watched recently. There may be many possibilities. So when you describe a movie, you need to be very careful about some of the important things. Like the first of one is the name of the movie, and then who is the director of the movie, and then very important the casting of the movie. The casting includes some of the important things like the lead characters or who plays the main character, and then the female characters, the glamorous female, the male characters, the supporting characters, the extra, and of course the villain. Villain is the bad guy of the movie. And then number 4 is the type of the movie or genre of the movie. This is very important. And number 5 is the plot of the movie or the story of the movie. And number 6 is how did you like it or dislike it? And finally, you have to explain it very clearly. How did it do in the box office? You should mention it very clearly. Now, I am going to describe the type of the movie or genre of the movie. This is very, very important because there are various kind of movies like action and thriller, drama or suspense, horror movies, then disaster movies, western, science fiction or sci-fi, animated movies, fantasy, musicals, comedies, documentaries, something like that. The first one is action and thriller. Action movies are exciting, enthralling, exhilarating. And action movies basically involve incredible stunts and fast-paced actions. We can find extended fighting scenes, lots of violence and something like that. And thriller would be lots of suspense, and you are really in the edge of your seat, what's going to happen next. And you are really excited because they involve such dangerous situation that people often die. And the typical type of action movies are like Superman, Spider-Man, the Avengers, something like that. The next one is drama or suspense. Drama or suspense basically involve emotion, passion, conflicts, and of course lots of tension and anxieties. There will be historical fiction or biography or mystery, and such as Pride and Prejudice, then Titanic, then Terminal, and Into the Wild. These are the exquisite example of drama or suspense. The next one is horror movies. Horror movies are basically scary. People really feel scared. They scare us very, very much. And they show some spooky facts, special facts. And horror movies are frightening, terrifying, horrifying, creepy, spine-chilling, bone-chilling, and something like that. So they scare us very, very much. The next one is disaster movies. Disaster movies are exciting, riveting, gripping, compelling, and something like that. Disaster movies involve lots of dramatic action and terrifying scenarios. So this is all about disaster movies. The next one is western. Western movies basically deal with 19th century America featuring the cowboy. and these movies are very popular in the US, such as The Magnificent Seven, No Country for Old Men, something like that. The next one is science fiction or sci-fi. People often call it sci-fi movie. Science fictions are basically imaginative beyond the reality, and they are basically alien rolled. They are more about alien, more about robot, and more about spacecrafts. It involves advanced science, and it's a science depiction. Science fictions are creative, inventive, imaginative, original, and fanciful. There are famous science fiction like Matrix, Avatar, and Star Wars. Star Wars is a popular sci-fi movie. The next one is animated movies. Animated movies are basically drawn characters. Many people study on these for preparing this type of animated movies. People draw characters shown as moving things or moving objects. They are very interesting and very captivating. So people like watching these movies because they are very captivating. And there are many kind of animated movies for the kids, for the children, such as Toy Stories, Totoro, Tom and Jerry, something like that. The next one is fantasy. Fantasy films are basically imaginative beyond the reality, and they often feature magic, dragon, monsters, something like that, and they involve supernatural events, mythology, folklore, and exotic worlds and characters, something like that. The Maleficent, such as the Maleficent. Maleficent is an exquisite example of fantasy films. This is based on fairy tale. The next one is musicals. Films are basically based on music. All the characters are engaged in music, so they are called musicals, such as The Sound of Music. The next one is comedies. Comedies are often funny and the characters are hilarious. So they involve ridiculous situations and hilarious characters. Comedies are amusing, interesting, hilarious, something like that. And there are different types of comedies like slapstick comedy. Slapstick comedy actually link it with physical humor or belongs to physical humor, like Mr. Bean. Actually, Mr. Bean is based on physical humor. It belongs to physical humor, not verbal humor, and people should follow what actually going on, because there are a lot of dialogues. There are a few dialogues, not many dialogues here. And then another comedy is parody comedy. Actually, parody is made making fun of something or someone. And then very important, that is romantic comedy or rom-com. People often call it rom-com, and the main elements of this comedy are passion, love, emotion, something like that, and a little humor is added. For this reason it is called romantic comedy or rom-com. Then chick flick, another kind of comedy, chick flick. Chick is the slang term of woman more than man, and flick is also the slang term of movie. So chick flick means movie of woman. The next one is documentaries. Documentaries are basically small movies, very short movies. They're basically thought-provoking, based on real events. they are mainly made to maintain history, to record history, and it's non-fiction. It's non-fiction. There are not too much of drama. There is no imaginary character, and documentaries are very informative. They're educational, engaging, challenging, and something like that. They can teach us about our world. They can inspire us to action, and they can teach us about our world. And there are many kind of documentaries, such as the malnutrition of Africa, then Stop Genocide. Stop Genocide is based on the liberation of Bangladesh, which occurred in 1971. The next one is biopics. Biopics or biographical motion picture. In the book form, it is called biography or autobiography. Biopics are basically films of the real people, like Lady Diana, Steve Jobs, Malcolm X, something like that. Biopics are very fascinating because they describe the real people. So these are all about the genre of the movie or type of the movie. So thank you very much. Thank you everybody. Take care.